So let's go ahead and do calendars, and we'll see if we can get water resources for the last untimed item. And let's start with Supervisor Green.
Did we do 7.4?
They may be geared up for that.
That's water resources.
Oh, okay.
That I'm,
Okay. All right. Sorry.
I missed one?
No.
I don't know. I want to thank Directors Padaway and March. Was able to go out on Friday and do a little road tour of District 4. I enjoyed the time with them. I hope they enjoyed it too. It's good to get boots on the ground and just really kind of see some of the issues of concern. Somehow I neglected to take them to South Main Street. That's on me. Met with the Scotts Valley Community Advisory Council on Monday. Had a good chat. We did have one member of the General Plan Advisory Committee for District 4, Ms. Canberra, show up, and nice to see her there and kind of plug in with the community. Looks like First 5 Commission coming up tomorrow. On Thursday, for those who are interested in affordable housing, Lakeport City Council, I'm told, will be holding a special meeting regarding some use of the city's money toward affordable housing projects. I believe there's a project that may be of interest to the community, hence the special meeting. And it's just a reminder that we always talk in glowing terms about affordable housing, but depending on the site and depending on the project, sometimes the community does express concerns. I think that's about all I have until next week. And we're not, okay, yeah, meeting with CAO Parker on the 30th. That's it.
Thank you very much.
I got a tour tomorrow, finish up today, obviously, with the rest of the meeting, and then tour tomorrow of the Artemis co-packing plant there in Lower Lake to go look at that facility. I know I was excited when it was an opportunity for a business to come in. It's there now, established, going to go take a tour. So going to do that tomorrow morning, and then Thursday afternoon have the Geysers Agreement Ad Hoc Committee, 1:30 to 2:30, I think is what it is, unless that's been changed.
I think it's pending Doug's jury duty.
Oh, that's right. So anyway, that's what's on the calendar. And then obviously Friday, I stated it earlier, I'll be at the state capitol with the rest of the tribal nations, honoring all of our flags and the tribes at the capitol. So I'll be enjoying those festivities on Friday, and then back here Friday night for the Clear Lake football game. And then, moving into Monday the 30th, and then Tuesday the 1st being back here for the board meeting. So that's what I have.
Thank you very much. Supervisor Pyska?
Yeah, last week we were at RCRC in Sonoma County, and I'll let Vice Chair Crandall report out, but it was a lot happening. There's a lot to report out on, and of course it's always great to be around our colleagues and have those conversations offline about how we can better collaborate and work on projects together. So tomorrow I have a meeting with CDD, and then an update with OPR on biomass, and then an NCO board meeting all afternoon. Thursday, insurance working group with CSAC, Lake County Risk Reduction Authority grant best fit meeting, the Geyser ad hoc meeting pending jury duty, and then in the afternoon, the Lake County Rec Agency in Lakeport. Friday, another conference with another meeting with CDD in Conference Room C, Tree Mortality Task Force, Pear Festival dinner. I think I've got something else in the afternoon. And then Saturday is the Pear Festival. I think Sunday I finally get to stay home, which I'm really excited about for a day. And then Monday, CAO Parker will be back. Yes. All right. And then back on October 1st.
Thank you. Vice Chair Crandall.
All right. So I'll start off with the RCRC meeting. I sent some pictures. I don't know if you got them to put up for the basket. But I'll just start with next week, and then I'll go while you guys get those. So tomorrow, some staff meetings with regard to Potter Valley Project, and the meeting with SLR. There's also a possible meeting with there is a meeting with the Habimital tribe. I might sit in on that. Thursday is the LCRA meeting. And then Friday, I'll be at the Sacramento Tribal Nations California Indian Days celebration or day. I'll be back Monday for a meeting with the CAO and for the Board of Supervisors meeting. And so I'll just start out too with the meeting itself. We had quite a bit of different sessions going on. Appreciative of some of the attention they gave to, for example, the short-term rentals. So it was very helpful. We had some folks that were up there that Treasurer, Tax Collector Sullivan had already been involved with when it comes to the tax collector position as it is, because they deal with short-term rentals and TOT and all that. So that was very helpful. Supervisor Gore was there, who was part of Sonoma, and one of the main presenters was from Sonoma, who had a lot of information, and he had some as well. Also was talking to me about rent stabilization and things like that. So that was inspired a lot of things that we're working on already in the county, and it just gave us a little more ideas. There's also a really interesting brunch on Thursday about sister cities. There was because of, if you go back to 2011 in Crescent City, there was the tsunami that took place, and I'm going to pronounce this name wrong, so I'm just going to go to this real quick. Rockin', I shouldn't even, I'm not going to say it because I know how it feels to get something wrong, so I'm going to leave it at that. But their sister city, the mayor was there. It was, what's that? Japan. Yeah, the mayor, he was a mayor from the city in Japan. Rockin', oh man, I'm going to get it wrong. But anyhow, what was really sad about it was when this took place in the city, he had to make the choice to save his wife and family or conduct his duties as the mayor, and he lost his wife in the process. And so it was very emotional for everybody to watch that and to see everybody. There was lots of lives lost in Japan. Yeah, 2,000. And so all that was left was a tree. It was a, what kind of tree was it?
It was a conifer.
Yeah, it was a conifer. And so with that, they decided to keep the tree there as a symbol, you know, of resiliency and whatnot. And so people actually come to the town now all of the time to, you know, engage with what's taken place. They have a new economy that they share with Crescent City as well. There was a boat that was that washed across the ocean that Crescent City students had found. Actually, the sheriff deputy, was he a sheriff or the deputy?
It was the sheriff,
yeah.
But he's a supervisor now.
That's right, yeah. So he had his son clean it up, and they were going to try to find it, and sure enough, on social media, they found out it belonged to this city and the kids there, and it was named after Seagull, because I don't know the name of it, but it had the Japanese writing on it. And so when they reached out to the school, they ended up making a lot of connections and going from there. So now they share a lot of involvement. They're traveling back and forth to visit each other. The kids are exchange students and things like that. They have some local beers that they've made. They have these oysters that they're engaging with. It's a really, really cool story, very emotional, and we were really glad to be a part of it. Yeah.
Well, yeah, the delegation from Japan was there, but there was $32,000 that was raised in the auction.
That's right.
To keep students moving back and forth. So every year there's students that are exchanged between the communities.
I wish I could.
I'm going to give it a shot. Rikuzen Takata.
Yes, Rikuzen Takata. Yes, Rikuzen Takata. There you go. And so that was a really cool story to see, sister cities. So yeah, and then there's just a couple other things about forest management, energy agenda. Got kind of contentious in there about that. I'll just leave it at that. Senator McGuire was there for about a good half hour or whatever. That was a good discussion with him, as we know his time's important and the position he holds now. And then there were two minority state assembly and senator, right? and they had a discussion.
Past pro tem.
Yeah, past pro tem, and they were describing the challenges it takes with the rural counties and serving in the positions, but also finding ways to adapt and overcome and meet with fellow colleagues and things of the like to try and push legislation forward that can benefit bipartisanship, basically. So that was really interesting to hear, and really appreciative to be a part of this RCRC event. We raised with our basket, it was $2,200, and then I'm pretty sure that Cal Water threw 1,000.
I think they did through 1,000 in too.
Yeah, and so what they do is they bid on it, and we have Rex and another guy who do a really interesting and fun job to raffle off these baskets. And before, some group will, either PG&E or Cal Water or any sponsor that's there will add 1,000 in, or whatever the case may be. So so we were able to do the same. And get that. We had a really cool basket. People were really interested in it. We had 2 wine barrels. One was an actual table that I had reached out to somebody to carve and paint for us, and it was a hit, along with the radio. And if you all know Rick Mayo, he makes these radios out of ammo can boxes. And so because there's been so many issues with animals, because someone has brought a dog before, weapons, and cannabis, and so we were able to dance around that by using an ammo can. So just had to, but it's something people were very interested in, and Rick does an amazing job on these. They're pretty loud. They're Bluetooth. You can use it with a what do you call those, solar option. Oh yes, she has pictures of it, because I did a video too, but I don't know. I might just put it on my Facebook so that way we don't have to belabor it, but. It's really cool.
And big thank you to everybody that donated.
Yeah, and everyone that donated, that it played a really big part there. The baskets in other counties, it's one of those things where at times there's really high value baskets that will be bid on that taking a lot of donations, but then there's others that don't, but then they take in a high amount, or they go at lesser value. So it's interesting how that works, but it's a fun event. It's a good event. They raised over $100,000 for these Monterey County non-governmental organizations or nonprofits. This is also why a couple years back I was trying to run for the leadership, so that we could get that here and get our nonprofits that type of funding as well, get the attention of folks to come into Lake County. Nonetheless, that was that. Anyway, I guess I could just post them later. I mean, I know that she's almost there. So let's see what else took place. What else did? Yeah, I can keep talking.
Well, our basket was in the top producers.
Oh, yeah.
I think the top one was 3,000, so we were definitely up there.
Yeah. Yeah, and last year when we gathered all of the donations, it was interesting because we had a lot more value items, but this year was more presentable. So, like, as you can see, there's the table. It's a coffee table / whatever table you want to use it for. The guy that bought it, Bendorf, Mr. Bendorf,
Our good friend.
Yeah, he bought it, and he's like, I'm going to use this in my
His new patio.
Patio deck. Yeah, and so you could see down below there's the Six Sigma and the donation from Twin Pine. You'll see the radio ammo can in there. If you can see that, that's the one. And we were displaying it for everybody to listen to. They were pretty stoked about it. And then you don't see it, but we had some obsidian that we put in there, three big boulders, or 4 actually. So we just felt that would give it a nice appeal to it. There was some rooms from Robinson. I put these 2 little Lake County tribal health fans just to church it up a little bit. It looked pretty good. It was really fun, and I was just really glad to be a part of it. I love doing that. It's fun, and I'm not gonna do like a motorcycle like other people, or what was it, like a 4-wheeler? Yeah, so,
Squirrel hunt?
yeah. Oh, squirrel hunts and things like that. I'm thinking about offering a carp hunt or a carp bow hunting. Maybe we can do that, right?
Well, Scott De Leon had a fishing trip.
Yes.
The Canocti Bikes had an e-bike tour. Six Sigma had a wine tasting and charcuterie.
Yeah.
And then the stays at Twin Pines.
Yeah, in Robinson.
Robinson. And it says Lake County on the top of the barrel.
Yeah. Yeah, it says, it looks like the lake itself. And so, yeah, and Scott was awesome for doing that. I, call him out of retirement and saying, hey, can you help us out with this? He says, yes, no problem. And that actually is what a lot of folks do that bid on these. They fish. And so whenever they hear Lake County, they're like, yeah. And so on the barrel, there was a hitch, there was a bass, there was a osprey, and there was an eagle. And so then you see all the designs on there and whatnot. And so I'll shut up now.
Good job.
All right. So I want to see that picture a little closer up. That looked really cool, the carvings
Yeah.
on that barrel. That guy did a good job. So later tonight, I'm going to be heading off to, I believe it's in Austin Park. A National Night Out is going to happen over in the city of Clear Lake, so I'll go out there. There'll be a lot of festivities. Actually, it's right next to the splash pad, so yes, it is in Austin Park. Tomorrow, we're looking at a Potter Valley project, potentially meeting with PG&E. Then I have a COC Housing Navigator meeting. I have something else on here about Pillsbury PVP
SLR.
study.
SLR.
Is that SLR?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is SLR. I see it there. So I'll be there, which means I'll be a little bit late to first five, but it sounded like you were going to be able to make it, but I'll still chime in and listen in. And then I'm going to join Lake County Fire Protection District's meeting and see what they're up to. On Thursday, the 26th, the Judge's Breakfast has invited Anita Grant to talk. She's really upset because she thought it was a county council position to do this, to talk about the ballot measures, but she's being brought out of retirement to continue to meet at the Judge's Breakfast to talk to them about the ballot measures. So you might have a conversation coming up soon, Mr. Guintavano. But her and I discussed it. We chose one proposition and we're going to debate it for both sides rather than her just give both sides on her own. So we'll have a little bit of fun at the Judge's Breakfast. Then I have a Hope Rising meeting up later on. I do have here Aroma's Cafe. If you don't know Aroma's, it is over at Woodland Community College in Clear Lake. It's delicious. The students cook up different menus, changing it quite often. I don't know if it's every week, but at least every other week they switch it up. Please go out there. They're open from 11:30 to 1 p.m. Delicious stuff. And then I have more continuum of care meetings, performance project, and performance review. My Friday at this moment is wide open, which is slightly unusual, but we'll take advantage of that. Meeting at Woodland on that following Monday, meeting with CAO Parker to prepare for our Tuesday, October 1st meeting. And that's all that I have.